Psychological horror survival RPG is actually my favorite genre of game. I know it might not seem like it because I spend most of my time playing World of Warcraft, but there's something about this fusion of genres that really appeals to me, especially with regards to games where you can't kill whatever is causing you psychological horror. And when you can't kill an idea, that means the only thing left to do is to survive. Sure, there are a lot of games made to be disturbing, and there are a lot of games with immortal enemies, but at this nexus of genres, I tend to find something very unique and special when it's done right. That's an extreme passion from the developers, and something that is genuinely challenging. The logic of most games is that you have a goal, and the player deciphers the most efficient way for accomplishing that goal. And once it's solved, it becomes kind of a linear process unless there are roadblocks in the way that break up progression pathways. But what I found from this fusion of genres is usually compelling stories with worlds that make you want to know more, and a sense that everything is on the line. In a lot of games I play, death feels like a temporary delay to another goal, but with horror and survival games, it tends to feel like you are personally on the line. Everything is on the line. That if you die, you've lost something more personal than a game objective. While this entry does contain many killable enemies, that doesn't detract from how unsettling they are and how they help to create an unsettling atmosphere. This isn't a game where hiding necessarily begets a benefit because your needs for survival push you forward and enable or retract your progress. This is one of my favorite games in recent years and is called Pacific Drive. Pacific Drive is something I've wanted from a video game for a long time. It's almost like a post apocalyptic vehicle survival RPG with psychological horror setting and atmosphere. And this video is not sponsored by the devs or anyone. I'm just making this about a game I like. Taking place in the Pacific Northwest, the main character gets lost in a storm, and it's no ordinary storm. The anomalous storm is akin to an eldritch horror in of itself conceptually, and within the bounds of its alternate reality are many actual horrors. This is a game that deals with loneliness amid existential crisis. The human spirit to not only survive but to thrive is a push and pull that drags the players to the deep places. It is only by our own will that we persist, and only by our own will that we progress. The game does not force you to drive, you do so because you must, and because you must, you cannot stop. Calming tunes play over the radio as we travel down a highway and rain begins to pour.
Between the dry pines of bones unbecoming, you might have to hang behind me. You might have to hang behind red eyes on the highway. Ghost on the road.
Eventually, we're confronted with a barrier and a detour. Rocks appear and disappear as we drive. And suddenly, it's lights out. We're in the Pacific exclusion zone on foot.
Someone out there? Hello? Could have sworn I... never mind. Francis, the radar's acting up again. You were supposed to tune up this piece of junk years ago.
Finding a new car, we replace the wheel and are contacted by mysterious voices over a radio.
Wait, is that... oh, the signal. Yes, it's back. It's back. This is Tobias Barlow and Francis Cook, located in mid-zone Sector B. Do you read me? I'm picking up your distress signal in the outer zone. It looks like you're somewhere around Sector E. Hey, Francis, come here. Yes, it's urgent. Leave that interferometer alone for a second. Something is out there. From outside? They're a breacher? Hey, how did you get through the barrier wall? No one's gotten into the zone in ages and lived to tell about it.
And if we don't get them to safety, this one won't either.
That's a good point. Hey, you're in serious danger. The instability's closing in, and it's gonna scramble you quicker than beef in a blender.
Told to head out and find shelter or that we'll be blended. We don't know who these people are or if they're real, but we are fortunate this old car turned on and that we are a little less alone, at least in so much as there are voices that we hear out in the long dark woods.
Your closest shelter is a few miles east. Get there however you can and be quick about it.
The car runs out of gas, teaching us our first mechanic for survival. Fuel is king. We must siphon from a nearby vehicle, something we will come to do many times throughout the game, often hurriedly while being chased.
Again, that blip on the spectrometer. I've seen that waveform before, but where? No kidding. What it be? A remnant?
That can't be. There hasn't been one in decades.
Look at that spectral fingerprint and tell me that doesn't match the remnants exactly.
No. What we should be looking at is how fast this creature seems to be moving.
Huh. You know, if I didn't know better, I'd say they're going about the speed of a... No way. No way. Do not tell me. They found a remnant and it's a car this time? Holy cripes! No one's had working wheels in here for ages. Boy, I'm killed to know how a combustion engine's still chugging away out there.
Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. First, the breacher needs to get to safety. Then we look into whether that car is a remnant or not.
In my heart of hearts, I already know. They're back, baby. Find that shelter, go on and let yourself in. Albie ain't gonna like you poking around in there, but better to face a bad side than let the zone eat you alive.
emergency broadcast.
Hello, attention. This message is for Dr. Ophelia Turner. We send a breacher to your garage on official zone business. Now, we have it on very good authority that this person is in possession of a remnant, which has taken the form of a car, and, well,
Get off the remnant thing. She's not gonna care.
right, like I said, super official zone business. Protocol, demands that you keep them alive until we can get them to safety. Now, if you do not comply, I will occupy this broadcast channel with a recitation of the entire collection of poems I've personally written. That's 10 years and 17 volumes, and...
God, that voice goes like a nail gun to the skull. So, another breacher, huh? How do you outsiders not understand that Arda didn't build that 300-meter wall out there for fun? Unless you're one of the unfortunates who got zapped through. Wait, I just remembered. I don't give a damn why or how you got here. You're trespassing, and I'd kindly like you to get the hell out of my zone. Oh, God, unfortunately, the barrier wall is as fortified against breachers trying to get in as it is against anyone or anything trying to leave. We have to find you a way out. So you might as well start by fixing up that car. Just don't break anything in my shop with those soft hands of yours.
We are introduced to another character named Oppie, who sounds like a brooding alcoholic and doesn't seem to be on the best of terms with the first set of voices we heard, like Tobias. But in their exchange, Tobias tells Oppie that he will retaliate against her if she doesn't harbor us by occupying her radio frequency and reading all 17 volumes of his poems he's written over the past 10 years, telling us that Tobias has been here for a very long time. Oppie permits us to use her shop to fix the car, basically beginning our adventure within the anomalous region that we found ourselves in. The shop offers a place for respite, but we are still alone. Even though this is Oppie's shop, we will not find her here. We grab our backpack and tools and get to work. Salvaging vehicles and containers is our main source of resources for repairing our vehicle and crafting items early in the game, and often throughout the game. And our car's structural stability or integrity is key to our survival from the environment.
There's a little prototype of mine in the garage. The Arc device. Hook it up to your car, wherever it'll fit. This beauty won't just be your tour guide. It's your North Star and the only way back to safety. Heck, you should consider it the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit if you plan on staying alive. That's how important this thing will be to you. Yes, that's my very own invention. I'll tell you more about it if you live long enough to use it. If you're all set, take a look at the projector against the wall.
Now we must plan a route.
This is the zone. Within these borders, all matter has lost the ability to hold a constant physical state. What that means is the shape, size, and makeup of just about everything constantly changes. A mile of grass can turn into 10 miles of swamp in the blink of an eye, and it does. Constantly. It's caused by something we call instability. We're completely surrounded by it, and once you've watched it chew through entire mountain ranges, you'll understand that you don't want to get anywhere near it. We can only survive in here within pockets of stability. That's what you're standing in now. And that's what you're seeing mapped on the route planner. If we're going to find you a way out of the zone, you'll need to build a new antenna. Until then, you won't be able to detect stabilized routes beyond your immediate area. So, you've got to go hunting for parts, and that means taking a drive. Go on, pick a route. The arc device in your car will then show you where you need to go. Off you go. Make a left out of the garage and follow the access road.
This is where the game basically begins. And for a while, I will say nothing. Try to find yourself immersed as I play through for a little while.
Okay, newbie, I'll keep this simple. Don't want to overwhelm that little brain of yours. You'll need a few things to rebuild the antenna at the garage. First on the list is plasma. The woods are littered with plasma generators. Look for a research trailer or a
Spark tower. That's those antenna things zapping you when you get too close. Both are always accompanied by plasma generators. The arc device is picking up on some plasma generators nearby. Your headset has a built-in scanner. Use it on the plasma generator, and it'll figure out the tools you need. Looks like it's ripe for the picking. Can't get at it with your hands, though. An impact hammer will do the trick.
Look at you, out in the zone all on your own. They grow so fast, don't they? And I'll be back at the helm. Been a long time, old gal. Didn't think we'd, talk again after that whole Sasquatch incident.
Yes, I was hoping to go another decade without hearing your voice again. What, did you finally talk Francis to death?
Hello to you too, Oppie. And no, I'm still here.
bet you're dying to hear all about the remnants by now.
Oh, can you not? I'm a little busy trying to keep them alive.
I'll keep to the basics, I promise. They deserve to know what they're getting into.
Fine. I'm giving you 60 seconds.
That is not nearly enough time to get...
55 seconds and counting.
Okay. The remnants, in short, they're old objects that do all sorts of weird things. They bind themselves to people, and you're the latest victim. You and the car are inseparable now, so get acquainted. Once the remnant is bound to someone, they become gradually more obsessed with it. It takes over the victim's mind, until they go crazy and run off into the zone with it. No one has ever been able to resist its siren call. That fixation is probably worming its way into your brain as we speak. This is the first time we've ever got our hands on one. But we know all about the past remnants, and oh gosh, this one time it materialized as an old copper kettle, and the tea that came out of that thing, it was...
And now I'm splitting the transmissions going to your receiver. Anything critical to your immediate needs will broadcast directly and immediately to your radio and headset. Anything not mission critical will be on a low priority frequency. Those transmissions will be recorded and indexed for you to listen to at your leisure. And by low priority, I mean just about everything that comes out of Tobias's mouth.
So what we've just learned here is that the car itself may also be an anomaly, which they call a remnant. And it has bound itself to us like inseparably, and so us and the car in some mystical way are connected.
Looks like you're near one of the old Gorilla radio stations. That ought to be prime pickings for antenna parts. I've loaded its approximate location to your map. Look for an antenna tower up on a hill somewhere.
Finally, we encounter a most unsettling sight. The Abductor, one of many anomalies in the game. Not all anomalies are harmful, but they are almost always detrimental to our mission. And because of that, we must avoid them in general. This one will, as it implies, attempt to abduct us in the dead of night or seemingly safe bright day. The Abductor is one of the more normal or tame anomalies you'll be encountering throughout this game. Though, do not be put at ease by their presence. They are a threat to us, and in the dead of night their lights are a terrifying thing to encounter. There is a day and night cycle in this game, though I don't think we'll be encountering it on this first drive.
station's up on a hill somewhere. Eyes to the horizon. time to get moving. The instability's ticking up by the second. But you can't get back the way you came.
The instability makes all routes one way. And that's where my arc device comes into play. It'll get you back to the garage, but it needs to be charged first. And to do that, you'll need anchors. Take a look at the arc device display. It maps all anchors in the nearby area. Find an anchor and feed it to the arc device to charge it. But don't you worry your pretty little head about how it works. You'll be out of here soon, so there's no reason to learn more about limb technology than you need to know.
Those anchors may look like glowing balls of magic, but it's limb tech through and through. Don't be scared. They haven't exploded in anyone's face recently.
The arc device is charged and ready. You'll use it to open a gateway back to the garage, but it will immediately collapse the stability around you. So only activate absolutely ready. You do not want to get caught in the storm that follows. Drive into it. Yes, it looks like hot death, but it's so much better than getting scrambled by the instability.
Marking the end of the first drive, a fatal routing mistake to exit almost cost us everything. This was not only the first drive and our first encounter with the anomalies that will seek to harm us, but also the easiest. There are darker roads ahead.
Oh, well, well. You're alive. For certain if the zone didn't get you, that gateway would. Did I not mention that you're the first human I've sent through that thing? I mean, there've been rodents, but it's not like it's completely untested.
Anyway, it worked. So, you should have made it back with everything you collected out there. That's the beauty of the gateway. It's the only way to get back with all your marbles intact. Now, take those parts you found into the back room. I'll let you use my fabrication station. For now. That station will concoct ways for you to rig up anything from roof racks to flare guns. Assembling an antenna with those parts you brought back should be easy as pie, but it requires anchor juice to work its magic, so bring back as many as you can. And just because I haven't used that garage in decades doesn't mean you can trash the place. Mess up my equipment and I'll throw you to the anomalies so quick you'll get whiplash. We clear? Antenna signals coming through loud and clear. Give it a moment to initialize.